We've been talking about the fact that all of history is technically God's story. It's His story. We've talked about creation, corruption, the catastrophe of the flood, and today we want to talk about confusion and the Tower of Babel. Back in the book of Genesis, when God created man, the intention was that they would spread out all over the earth and populate the earth. But after Noah, man disobeyed God and chose to not spread out, but to actually all come together, build a tall tower to themselves, and continue being just one people. So God didn't like their disobedience. He judged them, and He judged them by giving them a confusion of languages. From one language, going all the way back to Adam, God now created 20 language families. Having different languages, the people did spread out all over the earth, and as they were spread out, then they would spread out, and as they spread out, those language families developed into more than 1,000 languages. Now, these 1,000 languages all go back to 20 languages, which ultimately all go back to one man, Adam. It tells us in the book of Acts, chapter 17, verse 26, "For from one man, Adam, one blood, God has made every nation of men to live all over the earth and has determined their appointed times and the boundaries of where they live." Acts 17, 26. God spread people all over the earth. Now, how that speaks to us today, it's a reminder that we need to do things God's way. It's also a reminder that God has a love for all nations, all people. We all go back to one race, one blood that God wanted all over the earth. Sometimes people get confused that we're so different. Well, actually, we're not. We have, from basic areas of where people were around the world, certain genetic traits have strengthened and grown, and some have lessened. The pigment in our skins have either increased or decreased. But essentially, we all go back to one person. We're all one family. We're all one race. God's desire is that we would all become one family spiritually. And so we are commanded to share the gospel and spread out all over the earth, telling people the good news of Jesus Christ. Because ultimately, history is His story.